Welcome to the coach trip. 7 couples on a 30-day tour of Europe. For some of them, it could be the holiday of a lifetime, taking in some of Europe's most famous sights and cities.
It's so lovely just lying here, looking at all those mountains. You can't believe the backdrop there.
But for others, it could be a complete nightmare.
Last night's scenario, up and down corridors, shouting, drunk, you know, it's totally unacceptable behaviour.
This is no ordinary coach trip, because if you don't like the people you're travelling with, you can vote to send them home.
You are not for real, Bob.
How can you sit there laughing, mate?
You're rich, you two. You really are rich.
Currently travelling on the coach trip are cousins Tady and Dorothy.
If everyone sticks to the plan, we'll all be here at the end. And when I thought it up, because I'm the genius.
Aunt and niece Eileen and Lisa.
In no way am I jealous of them girls. What have they got that I haven't? I bet if you put them outside of me, I'd get a fella and they won't.
Husband and wife Brian and Renee.
Oh, I haven't got a wallet. I haven't seen my wallet for 5 years.
Friends Nikki and Siobhan.
Nick's singing about 2 lines in advance. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. I don't know the words to it.
Mother and son Paul and Maggie.
The only 2 days that have been better than this in my life is when my little girls were born. This has been the best day.
Good friends Winter and Suki.
My taste in books is quite varied. I've read all the Harry Potter books.
Nurses Michelle and Jane.
The other passengers were not as I expected. I don't know what we expected.
But it wasn't that.
And offering all the travellers the tips of the trade is Brendan, their tour guide.
3 or 4 outfits, 1 bag, toiletries, that's all you need. It's not a fashion show after all.
Yesterday, day 20, the coach arrived in Monaco. Unfortunately, bad weather meant the tourists had to head undercover to see how the other half lived.
Nice to experience and to go inside and have a look and have a nosy.
2 new pairs joined, Jane and Michelle and Maggie and Paul. But little did they know that Tady and the rest of the passengers had come up with a secret plan to vote them off.
Rules on the pack was, if everyone was happy, we stick to it.
But after the vote, Tady's scheming fell apart when new girls Michelle and Jane walked in on the plotters in a restaurant. Find out if the passengers make up or break up on day 21 of the coach trip. It's 8:45 a.m. The coach has already left Monaco without a hitch and is now heading to its next destination, Arles, in the south of France. Yesterday, Tady and Dorothy had a plan which involved voting newcomers Michelle and Jane and Maggie and Paul off the tour as quickly as possible. Tady and Dorothy's fellow coach conspirators included Renee and Brian, Winter and Suki, Nikki and Siobhan, and Lisa and Eileen. Unfortunately, all 5 couples were then caught plotting over an evening meal.
We've walked in and it's just like we're intruders now. We don't belong. Which is not nice, really.
Michelle and Jane weren't impressed, which explains the tense atmosphere on the coach this morning as the passengers reflect on Tady's plan and decide for themselves where their loyalties lie.
Well, I think we've all decided we've all got to do our own thing, make up our own minds, whatever, and go ahead with it the proper way, and that's it.
I was chatting to Brian and Brian hated it, and then Lisa hated it. It's like then you thought, well, if it's not going to work out with you...
Why are we not being ourselves? Why are we just making our own decisions here, Why?
I think quite a few people were unhappy about doing the plan, which is fair enough because everyone is entitled to vote for who they want to vote for.
I think they've seen the error of their ways. It's not all about who can stay on the longest. It's about having fun, and I think someone realised that new people who can come can bring fun, and I think the same. I don't want to keep all the same people here.
No.
So we'll see how the voting goes tonight anyway, and
should be interesting.
we'll know if people have been two-faced or not.
It seems Tady's plan is falling apart, although he still does have allies in Siobhan and Nikki, who aren't the greatest fans of nurses Michelle and Jane.
When we met them at Monaco yesterday, instant dislike, hair on the back of my neck stood on end.
And if they are nurses, then they're not very compassionate, are they?
I don't think they are. I think it's all bull.
Could just be care assistants on the neuro ward.
No, I think they're cleaners.
And they haven't got anything better to say of other newcomers, Maggie and Paul.
That mother and son reunion, oh my God. 75 years old,
72.
Well, she looks 75. She's dressing like a 16-year-old and trying to wiggle her ass. She hasn't got an ass, it's saggy. Sorry, but I don't like them either.
But even though Siobhan and Nikki are on side, it seems Tady's scheming is destined to fail, because when the coach arrives in Arles, fate removes his only allies.
Nikki's actually complained about her feet, actually. Her ankles are swelling up, and we've been monitoring the situation. We thought it was a sprained ankle, but it might be something more sinister. It might even be a DVT, a deep vein thrombosis, so we can't really mess around with that.
Looks like I've got elephantitis, doesn't it? It's really ballooned up, but it is getting worse. And now it's painful to even walk on, which it wasn't last night, so I think Granny Clampett's going to have to rest this one out.
So what we're going to do is transfer her straight from here, Arles, over to Beaucaire, where the hotel is, and we're going to get a doctor to see her. And if necessary, she might have to be hospitalised, and she'll miss out on the activities today. It's a shame, really. Yeah, but it's best. The most important thing is that we find out what's wrong with you, and that you get well. That's the most important thing. Don't worry about us.
So as Nikki is taken to be checked over by a doctor, Brendan leads the rest of the group through the streets of Arles.
Can we please keep together? Jesus.
Arles is situated on a low hill beside the River Rhône in southern France. The town dates back to the 7th century BC and was a major Roman city. The narrow streets are lined with many examples of magnificent Roman architecture, such as the Roman amphitheatre, La Maison Carrée, and the Cathedral Notre-Dame et Saint-Castor. Arles remained economically important for many years as a major port on the Rhône. The arrival of the railway in the 19th century eventually killed off much of the river trade, leading to the town becoming something of a backwater. This made it an attractive destination for the painter Vincent van Gogh, who arrived in Arles in 1888 and produced over 200 paintings and drawings during his time here. The tourist's first stop of the day is at the famous Les Arines. This amphitheatre has dominated Arles' skyline since it was built in 90 AD. Seating around 20,000 spectators, it was originally used for gladiator and bullfighting, but during medieval times it became a fortress to protect the townspeople from attacks. And the amphitheatre is as impressive on the inside as it is on the outside.
Where's the ball? I can just see a gladiator coming out there. I was quite mesmerised how on earth people would have got those heavy stones, because as it went up, it must have been, they didn't have cranes in them days, so I don't know how they did it. It must have been strong men.
Well, let's hope Eileen is just as impressed with the next view. Brendan and the boys have concocted a little gladiator show for the ladies of the coach trip.
Ladies, we salute you. We have a delight for you this afternoon, insofar as we have 5 wonderful gladiators for you to judge. And obviously, if you like said gladiator, please raise your thumb.
Yes.
And we will count how many thumbs are up. If you don't like gladiator, put your thumb down, okay? So our first gladiator this afternoon is Paulus Manchesterus Hairdresserus.
I come to fight for Caesar, for Rome, and for you girls.
5 for Paula.
It was absolutely hilarious, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some nice bodies, some not so nice bodies, but it was fun though anyway.
And you are ad asbestos, ladies of Rome and Caesar. you!
Hail Caesar!
The gladiatorial shows at Arles were paid for by the rich politicians of the day. They also funded banquets which were held before the fights, where people could see which gladiators were competing and put bets on their favourites.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Right, okay.
But who knows if the crowd would part with any cash for the next 2 gladiators.
This is ridiculous!
Five thumbs down, 5 thumbs down.
I just basically didn't want to take my top off and show the world how fat I am. The fact that everybody else did was their right to do so, but I didn't want to do it.
Ladies, men, children, I am here to bleed for Rome today.
One thumb up, 2. No, one up, 2 down.
Tiddy only got 1 thumb up, so she didn't enjoy it.
I got more than 1. I seen 5 or 6 there.
Yeah, you wish.
And finally, ladies, we have Winterus Glorious Bodius.
Ladies, I'm here to fight for my king and for my country. And I'm here to fight for you. Salute! Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar! So how many for our... 1. Oh, definitely. Clean sweepers, please, for our winner, Winterus Glorious Bodius. And would you all come on, guys? Yes, please.
I won. And Winter won. I thought that was...
Which is great.
Hey, ladies!
Hercules?
Mighty Mouse.
Nah, Mighty Mouse.
Coming up in part 2, the coach rolls into Nîmes, where the tourists get to visit an olive mill.
I'd say she could press olives pretty well.
Yes, I reckon she could press them without wearing any clothes on.
Chris the driver spends some quality time alone with the coach.
I'll call it a she. She's a good old girl.
And things get very personal at today's vote.
Tady, it's been a hot day, mate. Bit of BO problem. Yeah. And you were the one. Sorry, mate. You did, Reek.
Today, the coach trip has visited the French town of Arles, where Nikki's ankle meant her and Siobhan had to forfeit today's activities.
I'm going to get a doctor to see her, and if necessary, she might have to be hospitalised.
Which meant they missed the coach men entertaining the women as gladiators.
Hey, ladies!
And after a quick lunch, everyone's back on board the coach to make a short 22-mile journey to the tour's second destination, Nîmes. Today, Tady discovered that no one wanted to stick to his plan to vote off Michelle and Jane and Maggie and Paul. To make matters worse, his remaining allies, Siobhan and Nikki, have now left through injury. But trouble always comes in threes, and it seems the hot weather has made Michelle and Jane add one final insult.
He stinks of BO, for Christ's sake.
He does. He's stinking the
gotta
best
go.
out.
When we were on the coach, Tady was sat there, and Jane did say to him, she said, God, you're pong today, Tady. And he said, yes, he didn't have a chance for a shower in the morning.
He did, Reek.
Smell the most, you know. If anybody smelled the most. I don't smell, but...
And I got a whiff, you know, as he passed, and I thought, yeah, she has got a point.
Are you going to suggest anything to him then, Jane?
Do you think I should suggest something to him, Mitch?
Yeah, quite straight.
Right, I will tell him. You stinky get some deodorant.
Thankfully for the nurses, the coach has reached the outskirts of Nîmes, and soon they'll be able to hop off and get some fresh air. Nîmes is historically known as a textile city, and in fact denim, the fabric of blue jeans, is derived from the city's name. Tourists also flock to the lush green city to visit the area's many Roman remains, including another impressive Roman amphitheatre. But the group's second stop is at a nearby olive grove. And Brendan has arranged a tour of Le Moulin des Costières olive farm, a family-run business which produces 8 different varieties of olive.
I suppose you call it an olive farm?
Olive grove.
Olive grove.
Yeah.
Olive, yeah, not vineyards, but olive things.
Here we are at the olive mill near Nîmes in the south of France, and I'd like to introduce Rachel and Federico, who is going to translate for us today.
Nous avons 11 hectares et 15 000 oliviers sur la propriété.
They have 11 acres and 50,000 olive trees.
And the boys in particular seem to be paying close attention.
The olive lady's name was Rachel.
Yeah, she was very nice. I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
I'd say she could press olives pretty well.
Yes, I reckon she could press them without wearing any clothes on.
Donc en fait, on cultive 8 variétés sur la propriété.
You can only make olive oil from black olives. If it's green, it's not ripe enough. So here you can see olives that are reaching their peak of maturity.
As Rochelle leads the group inside to see what happens to the olives once picked, it looks like some people are starting to lose interest.
2:45 minutes, donc 1h30 de presse.
Okay, there's two machines here.
I don't really find it that interesting.
Et donc en fait, ça c'est vraiment la presse.
This is the actual machine where they're pressed.
It's terrible. It was so boring. The only good thing about it was her.
On va voir dans cette petite cuve qu'on a derrière le rendu en huile.
So that machine is the centrifugal machine.
Ever the optimist, Brendan tries to reignite the group's enthusiasm with some questions.
In England, we always pay extra for extra virgin olive oil because it's a first press.
But the reason it's more expensive is because they're using a method which doesn't use machines, basically.
And while the tour continues, Chris the driver is using the time wisely, cleaning his beloved coach. The rest of the group can keep their olive farm. As far as Chris is concerned, nothing comes close to getting your hands dirty and giving your other half a good sponging down.
I called it a she. She's a good old girl.
Having carried the passengers safely for 21 days through 7 countries, it's a beautiful union of man and machine. Brendan takes a break from asking questions at the olive tour to inspect Chris's hard work.
While you've been spoiling off doing really exciting things, I've been doing the proper work.
Oh, right. So let's have a look then. So all these windows, are they all clean?
They've all been cleaned.
But Brendan's nothing if not a perfectionist.
Oh, look at that.
Take your specs off and give them a clean.
Look.
What's that?
That's dirt. Look.
Oh, the front's terrible.
He has to wash this. Look. Look.
While Chris cleans the windows for the second time, Brendan rounds up the group ready for today's vote. On Coach Trip, the passengers' holiday will continue for as long as they remain popular with the other travellers. Because on this trip, at the end of every day, each pair vote privately for who they want off the coach. Whoever gets the most votes is awarded a yellow card. If they are given a second yellow card during the trip, they are sent home to be replaced by a new pair. Brendan gathers the group together to hear the results. Currently no one has a yellow card.
Well, good evening, everybody. Here we are in Nîmes, in the olive groves, with the mosquitoes. And it's time for another vote. As you know, Siobhan and Nikki won't be joining us this evening because of Nikki's ill health. So whoever gets the most votes this evening will get a yellow card. And we need to know who you're voting for and your reasons why. Thank you.
Dorothy and Tady are the first to vote.
Tonight we're going to be voting for Maggie and Paul because we haven't had a chance to get to know you like everybody else. Also, we thought we knew everybody else.
No problem.
Tonight we're voting for Tady and Dorothy. Our principle has always been we vote for the people who've been on longer than we have.
And there's no hard feelings.
No,
we
none at all.
wouldn't like to have done it, really.
Tonight, we are voting for Teddy and Dorothy. The reason being that we think they've been here the longest and there is no ill feeling.
I'm afraid it's Teddy and Dorothy. The reason why, Teddy, it's been a hot day, mate. Bit of BO problem. Yeah. And you were the one. Sorry, mate.
Well, I don't think that was a good enough excuse. I'd be old problem.
Well, it's just been honest.
Well, yeah.
We had to vote for Eddie and Dorothy, but only because, not of Dorothy, but because of Eddie intimidating us last night a bit.
So he was going round asking everybody whether we were going to vote for him. So at the end of the day, we didn't know who we were going to vote for until today. And even if we did, why should we share it with them?
Because I love Dorothy. I'm sorry, Dorothy.
Hi.
Sorry.
Tonight we're voting for Teddy and Dorothy because basically they're the people who've been here the longest. So we thought, well, this is only fair.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, this evening's vote, ladies and gentlemen, 5 votes, and the first yellow card goes to Teddy and Dorothy.
Thank you very much.
OK, and if you'd like to make your way back to the coach, please. Thank you.
Despite Teddy's plan yesterday to manipulate the vote, every single couple have voted for him and Dorothy, so they've received their first yellow card.
I think we got 5 because of what happened last night. Everyone found out about that.
Trying to blame us, even though they all agreed to it. So it's not like we made
they're all
it.
giving these stupid
excuses.
excuses, but
what it is Lisa fancies one of the lads, so whatever the lads say, she's going to do. And then they're coming up with like, oh, it's only 1 card, you won't get one tomorrow, we'll make sure that you're on my ass.
Dorothy and Teddy clearly aren't over the moon with their yellow card, but maybe Teddy is taking on board Jane and Michelle's BO comments.
I've been sweating.
Yeah.
You know, I've been sweats, you know. No else I like it.
It's now 9:30 p.m. and the group have ridden a sparkling clean coach back to the hotel for tonight's evening meal. However, for Nikki and Siobhan, the coach trip is over. The doctors have said Nikki needs to go back home to rest her ankle. But the 2 women have heard what happened at the vote, and being former allies of Teddy and Dorothy, don't wish to spend their last night with the other passengers.
One of the reasons that I'm not going to go and say goodbye to them is because I think they're all a bunch of two-faced, lying, backstabbing basically.
The 2 nurses had voted for Teddy because he stunk of BO, which I think was totally unprofessional of 2 nurses. To say something like that on national TV is diabolical.
I hope they sink. They are all imbecilic morons.
And with that off their chests, Nikki and Siobhan leave through the hotel's back door without saying goodbye to the other passengers. But their departure leaves Teddy and Dorothy with no allies left. Next time on Coach Trip, the tour heads up into the mountains to Andorra, where the group take a dip and one of the couples takes a dive at voting time.